I'm Tracy Baxter with today's Record Newswatch. A pair of unrelated traffic tragedies in Sullivan County claimed 2 lives Sunday, including a 15-month-old child. Little Wilsier Gamble was in the car driven by his father, 27-year-old Willis Gamble of Parksville. The accident happened along Route 17 westbound in the town of Liberty at around 1:20 a.m. Sunday. State police investigators say Gamble lost control of the car. It swerved into the center median and then slammed into a bridge abutment, causing fatal injuries to the child, who was in the rear of the vehicle in an infant restraint seat. Willis Gamble was unhurt. No charges have been filed. Meantime, Town of Fallsburg police continue to investigate a crash midnight Sunday on Murphy Road in Woodburn that took the life of a 40-year-old Liberty man. Police today identified the victim, Charles Russell of Liberty. Police have yet to release any further details of that fatal crash. Well, don't count on a leveling off of gas prices in the near future. The retail gas price in New York State last week rose to a statewide average of $3.99 a gallon. That's almost 27 cents a gallon higher than this week last year, and more than 13 cents a gallon higher than just a month ago. Some industry analysts believe prices at the pump will peak in May when more gas is produced to meet the demands of the summer driving season. What isn't helping are New York State taxes on gasoline, totaling more than 67 cents a gallon, the highest in the nation. If you were lucky, you got the chance to be outdoors today as the late spring, early summer-like weekend weather spilled over into today, and it brought some folks to the Heritage Rail Trail in Goshen earlier today, including Carl Gordon of Middletown. He and daughter Danielle were doing some dog walking. Who are you holding here?
This is Molly.
Molly.
She's a 3-year-old dachshund.
And did Molly do some walking today?
Oh yeah, she walked all the way down to halfway down the trails and came back. She's pooped.
Others hit the trail on bicycles. This group of bicyclists from Rockland and Bergen counties are frequent Goshen Rail Trail users. Their average age, 80 years young.
The weather is really incredible, and all of us, by the way, believe in global warming. And I think it's coming, so I think we're taking advantage of it right now. It's great. It's really wonderful.
The incredibly mild March weather will continue this week for Dan and his fellow riders, as well as for the rest of us. Details in the local forecast that's coming up in a couple of minutes. Elsewhere, New York Senator Kirsten Gillibrand is getting party backing today in her bid to win a full 6-year term. Gillibrand is receiving the endorsement of delegates to the state's Democratic Convention being held today in Manhattan. Gillibrand was appointed to the U.S. Senate seat in 2009 to replace Hillary Clinton when she was selected to serve as Secretary of State. 3 Republicans are vying for Gillibrand's Senate seat: Nassau County Comptroller George Maragos, Congressman Bob Turner, and New York City Attorney Wendy Long. The car he was a passenger in got pulled over on Sullivan Street in Wurtsboro, and state police say 20-year-old Dominique Banks of Wurtsboro gave officers a false name. A subsequent check determined that Banks was wanted in New York City on felony robbery and grand larceny arrest warrants. Banks is in Sullivan County Jail pending a return to the custody of the NYPD. A major project is in the works in Salisbury Mills, where those affiliated with the area Korean community are planning a $7 million Buddhist temple expansion on their 228-acre property off Clove Road. Officials with Temple Wangaksa say their goal is to transform the existing Korean temple into a regional cultural attraction that'll include a meditation hall and main prayer hall complex. Temple personnel call the project part of an ongoing community outreach effort. It'll be up to the Blooming Grove Planning Board to give it the green light following an environmental review. Some town residents aren't happy that hikers along the Appalachian Trail would be barred from crossing the new temple grounds. And where does real maple syrup come from, and how is it produced? Visitors to the Hudson Highlands Nature Museum in Cornwall got all that info during walking tours over the weekend of the museum's sugar bush, located on the grounds of their outdoor discovery center. Environmental educators have been showing visitors how trees make sap, how it's captured, and then how it's boiled down to make maple syrup. And this has not been your normal maple syrup season because the mild daytime weather, coupled with milder than normal overnight temperatures, impacted the flow of sap and reduced production levels.
A lot of it does depend on the weather. So if the days have been very warm, you're going to get a lot less sap flowing. The nights have to be cold still, and the days need to be around 40 or 50 degrees for a lot of that sap to be flowing. The trees are already starting to bud. So as the trees are starting to already make their buds, they're going to get less sap, more bitter sap, and definitely not seeing as much of a flow in the past week or two.
At the end of the tour, visitors got the chance to taste the difference between imitation syrup and the real thing. By the way, it takes 40 gallons of sap to make just 1 gallon of pure maple syrup. We'll continue to enjoy daytime temperatures well above normal for the rest of the week. Tuesday will be partly cloudy and mild with the highs up around 70 degrees. Wednesday will be mostly sunny after some morning fog burns off. Temperatures will reach the mid-70s. Keep checking back here at Record Online to stay on top of breaking news and get all the news and features in tomorrow's Times-Herald Record. For Record Newswatch, I'm Tracy Baxter.